I received questions about how to make earrings out of real flowers. In my book, I mentioned that making flower earrings became one of my coping skills, so people ask how I do that. So here are just some examples of what I made. It all started actually when my son was a toddler. He loves giving me flowers that were freshly picked from his grandma's beautiful garden. Thanks, Mom! I wanted to preserve those flowers, so I learned and searched online for ways to do that. And I found two effective ways. The first is to hang the flowers until they dried, and the second is to dry them in silica sand. And when I tried the sand, the shape and color of the flowers were preserved so well, I thought of turning them into earrings. So after drying the petals, I cut them into shapes that I prefer and remove edges that I don't need. Sounds like a metaphor for growth and character development, right? And the next step is coating them in resin. These dry flowers are very fragile, so patience and being very gentle is a must, just like we need to be for ourselves. This is the step that takes the longest. I have to do multiple coatings and it takes hours or days. They are very easy to tear, so I have to brush small areas at a time. And this is also usually the time that I listen to my audio Bible. I have heard God's message and reminders for me in this way because I finally listen and without talking back. As I work on these flowers, God made me realize something. These flowers are not perfect. Some have tears, blemishes, weird shapes, or even discolorations. But just like I redeem them by repurposing them, God does the same for us. We come to Him with our brokenness, and in His love, He can redeem us and still use us for Him and for His purpose. And for me, that's just so beautiful. So here they are, just baking in the UV lamp. And they are now all covered in resin. And look how shiny they are. So pretty. And look, so they're not all perfect. As you can see, some have weird shapes and some tears. But it's okay. I can still use them. And then now it's time to drill holes into them so chains can be attached. This is tedious and I need to be precise. This is also a great way for me to calm my mind and let go of the worries that I have no control over. Instead, I can control this tool and focus on that. And I am also filming by myself, so sometimes the angle is not so good, so bear with me. And then the tiny ones, the tiny petals are difficult. So it took me a lot of practice to get it right. See, like a lot of practice, but it's all worth it. And then this is all of them now ready to be assembled. And here are the daisy petals. And the button type earrings are easier to make. I just have to choose what kind of metal to pair it with, like gold or silver, and then choose the size, small, medium. And then I just put some resin glue and then put it under the UV light or UV lamp and wait for it to bake. And then I just have to do this multiple times and then it's done. And the next is I visualize what to do with these pretty petals. It also helped me decide on how long or short the chains that I'm going to make after. So this step is helpful for me. Then I start attaching the petals. This repetitive motion also relieves my stress because these movements are predictable and I know what to expect. It's not as overwhelming as life sometimes. It's a reminder that God is bigger and way more powerful than anything in this world. And I just need to trust His process and timing, and it's not easy, and I'm still learning, but there's hope for everyone. So here I am just trying to finish this set. So I do the same thing pretty much over and over when I come to this stage, which is very calming for me. Hopefully you'll find ones that will help you as well. And here is the final product. Ta-da! And for this next one, I envisioned for this petal to look like a clam with a pearl. So let's see if I can do that. So I did a lot of tweaking and adjusting here and there. And I have to change the size of the chains as well, just to make it look exactly like how I envision it. And there you go. Ta-da! And lastly, this is my signature dangling style. It took me a while to familiarize myself with the different tools, and I actually broke so many materials and flowers along the way. But just like in life, we can always try again and do better. And while I was also doing this earrings, it reminded me of this hope. And I wish this for everyone as well, that I hope that just like these imperfect flowers, we can all bloom where we are planted, wherever we are, in whatever seasons we are in. God is always with us as we grow and bloom, just like these petals. We don't have to be perfect to do His purpose for us. We just have to submit, let Him shape us, remove the sharp edges, poke holes if need be. And I know it can be painful, but if that's what needed, then we just need to do that for us to be a new creation. And here's the final result. And also, because this is a one-woman show, I am also going to be the model. So here it is. I think it turned out pretty. Here it is. And then one more look for the both of them. And this is the clam style one that I did. And the button style is always my favorite. And that's the yellow one, this one. And I even use my earrings for my book promotion pictorial. And speaking of my book, it's still available on Amazon. Thank you for all the love and support, and thanks for your time. Bye.